Economic policy and high gas prices have some politicians and climate groups pushing to get Americans off of gasoline-powered vehicles and into electric.
And joining us now to talk about the transition to electric vehicles is Scott Painter. He's the founder of TrueCar and CEO of Autonomy.com. Thanks for being here, Scott.
Thanks for having me.
Well, how is the push to electric vehicles going? We see a lot of electric cars on the road in California, but what's the percentage nationwide?
Well, even though we see a lot of cars, it's still about 2% of the cars made are made as electric cars. We're still very, very early in this, but a lot is about to change. You've got 38 different make model combinations coming to market in the next 12 to 18 months. But even with the success of companies like Tesla, it's a very small percentage of the total cars that are made. We're going to be going from 2% today over the next 5 years to about 20%. And keep in mind, we produced nearly 16 million cars in the US, to going from 2% to 20% is a big jump.
That's all well and good, Scott, but those will be new cars, and many car buyers are not willing to go electric because of the price of it. It's expensive. It costs on an average $25,000 more than internal combustion engines. So is it a reality to get all these people to change now?
Well, certainly as cars become more autonomous, more connected, more electric, the cost of batteries, all of these things make the cost of a car go up. And to your point, the cost of an electric car is about 20 to 40% more than its internal combustion engine counterpart. But I think the flashpoint right now that we're seeing with gasoline prices, the average driver is driving a vehicle today that gets about 20 miles to the gallon, and the average driver drives about 1,000 miles. That's 50 gallons of gas that you're putting into your car every month. And when you're at $5 a gallon, you're talking about $250 a month or $3,000 a year that you're spending on gas. And electric is about 3 cents a mile, which is 10 times cheaper. So instead of spending $300 a month, you could be spending 30.
You know, a lot of people are doing the math, too, when it comes to even looking into getting an electric vehicle. And that's the first thing I hear of what you save on gas. But many new car lots are close to empty because there just aren't many cars available. And electric cars are hard to find, too, right now. What's the reason for this?
Well, there is a wait list for electric cars. However, you know, companies like Tesla have just hit a real milestone in getting to 1 million vehicle production level. So cars are coming, they are available. There is a 9 to 12 month wait list for a new Tesla Model 3, for example, which is sort of this generation's Prius. We founded a company here called Autonomy to give people access to a Model 3 at $490 a month, which is just under the average monthly payment for a car, regardless of the fact that it's electric. And those cars are available now.
I think one of my reservations is the infrastructure. It's not really there yet for EVs. When is it going to be developed? I mean, charging stations, when will they be available like gas stations in rural areas so you can go far distances?
Well, certainly Tesla is ahead of the curve on this. They've got a supercharger network that gives their drivers the ability to go all around the US, and that network is well ahead of any others that have been developed. But you can also charge vehicles at home. There is a charging infrastructure in place. And so this is something that's going to be more prevalent as new brands get into the game. And like I said, you've got everything from Rivian and Lucid and Fisker to General Motors and Ford coming out with new vehicles at all times. And so they're going to be investing a lot in that electric infrastructure, but it all starts with being able to charge at home and use solar as well.
Okay, and that, well, renters, hopefully maybe a lot of other buildings or people who rent will be able to find charging stations or, you know, talk the owners into installing them at their unit so they can also charge their vehicles.
Well, and a lot of people have either range anxiety about new electric cars, or they're worried about the battery life of the vehicle, which is also why it makes sense to either rent or subscribe to a vehicle without having to go in and fully buy a vehicle and not feel good about it yet.
Scott, really good information. We appreciate your topics on this timely topic here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Great. Thank